pay-per-view, a two-time IWGP heavyweight champion with New Japan Pro Wrestling and Sheikh Bashir. You have to be impressed with credentials like that.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive, and I've actually spent some time in Japan, and he is a very well-known talent over there.
And his tag team partner representing CMLL from Mexico City, Mexico, Volador!
27-year-old Volador, an 11-year pro. Yes, he started at age 16, second-generation competitor. Volador, translation, flyer, and he can certainly go. Wrestles for CMLL based in Mexico City. And Volador competed for Team Mexico in this year's World X Cup here in TNA. And he actually captured the Ultimate X match back in July at Victory Road to allow Team Mexico to win the cup.
He won it that night, but I'm standing before you, X-Division champion.
And their opponents from Detroit, Michigan, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Excuse me?
These two guys. I had my fill with them a couple weeks ago. Hopefully these guys can pick up the slack.
International competition for the Motor City Machine Guns in the form of Tanahashi and Volador, one of the stars from Japan, one from Mexico, to face Detroit, Michigan's own Guns. And guys, after what we saw earlier, as we see the attack even before the bell from Tanahashi and Volador, I was just going to point out that the Guns probably need to watch their back when it comes to beer money. Instead, they need to watch Tanahashi and Volador.
Don't get me started on guys from Detroit. They remind me of some animal I got.
Whoa!
Jesus.
Volador right over the top rope. It was poetry in motion. As you saw him take advantage of Chris Sabin. Now Tanahashi's got Alex Shelley in the ropes.
Look at this. Big leg drop off the top by Volador. Punt, Shelley, flush. Gonna elevate him up into the air. Here comes Volador across. Put both knees right into his chest.
Gotta ask you though, Sheikh Abdul-Bashir, the situation with you and Rhino, the War Machine, he turns his back, he's walking away, he's telling you he's answering your challenge, and then you hit him from behind.
No, you get this all wrong. It's not like I unprovoked hit him from behind. He was the first one that goozled me, threw me up against the wall, giving me some anti-American rhetoric that I've been talking about, not even understanding that I'm American myself. I have just as much freedom of speech as the War Machine.
Big backsplash. Forward roll through here. Tanahashi with the cover and barely a 2 count on Alex Shelley. Well, this situation, Sheikh Bashir with the War Machine. Rhino certainly heated up last week in Las Vegas at Turning Point. TNA's next big pay-per-view. You are set to face the War Machine, and we have to turn that one a grudge match after what went down last week.
You can call it whatever you want. It's going to be me versus an animal. I'm going to do what every Middle Eastern man does to an animal. We lay him out to slaughter.
Well, you got to be careful with a man like the War Machine, though. I mean, it's no secret he hits that gore. It doesn't matter who it is, he can cut you in half.
The difference is if he can hit me with the gore, and I don't think he can.
But from the second that you arrived here in TNA, Sheikh Abdul-Bashir, you have been the center of controversy. And the way I look at it, most of that controversy revolving around all of your anti-American comments as Volador drops Shelley with that big power bomb and springs back and caught nothing but canvas.
Everyone always gives me so much a hard time about this anti-Americanism. Isn't part of being American the freedom of speech? I was born in this country. I was raised in this country. I have just as much freedom of speech in this world to say whatever I want, be it good or bad about this nation.
Motor City Machine Guns turning this thing around, and what a drop kick into the leg of Tanahashi. And, I was surprised at how well Tanahashi and Volador were working together, but now the Guns doing what they do is Chris Sabin on fire.
Sabin going to come right at Volador. Catches him with that elbow shot and then just drives him right down, face first to the mat. Sabin back out to the apron, goes springboard into the clothesline.
Oh, so close to the 3 count. It's obvious to me as you're watching this, and I'm watching your facial expression, Sheik, that you're obviously pulling for Volador and Tanahashi as you have no love for the Guns.
After what they did to me a couple weeks ago, I have no love for the Guns whatsoever. And even though they are great American talents, these guys will prove that international talent always is the best. And I'm going for Volador to take care of this guy for me right now.
Want to remind you, up next here on Impact, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles to face Kevin Nash and Booker T. Yes, the originals against the main event Mafia, as Volador just got sandwiched by the Guns. Check this out. Up in the shoulders of Sabin. Shelley off the top with that big double boot and cradle shot.
What? 1, 2, 3.
Machine Guns.
Sheikh Abdul-Bashir upset at the Motor City Machine Guns, knocking off Tanahashi and Volador.
Well, he just, look at this. He's just kicking a chair, destroying the set here as he's mad. Got the X Division belt in hand and he's walking to the ring. But what a finish there by the Motor City Machine Guns. That combination. The boots to the head into the cradle shock. It was too much for Sheikh Abdul-Bashir to watch.
And the X Division title holder brings the championship belt into the ring. And he is putting a bad mouth now on both Volador and Tanahashi.
Well, that's just the way he is. I mean, he's somebody that any chance he can to break somebody when they don't come up to his standards or meet his standards. That's what Bashir will do. Look at that. Just kind of slapping Volador and just putting that finger in his face.
Absolutely zero respect. And look out from behind. He's got him in his sights.
Here it goes. Goal!